Hey there, Charles Powers from TheGameFanatics.com. I recently had the opportunity to get some hands-on time with For Honor. I got to play a couple of the new game modes and for the first time, play some of the single-player campaign. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my interview with the game director of For Honor, Roman. He talks a lot about the gameplay elements and mechanics that make For Honor really unique and hopefully a really successful game. One of the most interesting elements of For Honor for me is the cross-platform faction war, which governs the dynamics of the game. So without babbling on too much, here's my interview with Roman, and I hope you like it. Hey guys, Charles Powers here, and I am here with Roman, game director on For Honor. Hey man, thank you for your time.
No problem, welcome.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit, because I got to play the game, and I know I keep talking about how excited I am. I actually want to leave the interview and go back and play some more. Yeah, right? Bad influence. It is so fun. You've got all the different game modes, and then I just got a little taste of the single player and whatnot. And so I can see that you guys have refined a lot from the closed beta. What are some of the changes and some of the things that you guys have tweaked and gotten feedback from the players from in the closed beta?
So since the last closed alpha, we tweaked a lot of stuff. First, in terms of control, we refined a lot of the control, the different way you switch stance, etc. We put more precision in that. On PC, we gave more options in terms of control customization and remapping, all this kind of stuff. We also did a lot of work on character balance. We fixed the deflect mechanic that had some issues that if you were good with timing, it was getting really difficult to counter you, etc. We put a different input for that. Now it's on dodging. There's much more risk and reward based on it. We made those kind of adjustment, balancing and refinement on control. We also gave more options to the player in terms of trainings. We increased the content of the how to play mode with new videos, new training modes, etc.
Yeah. So yes, you're right. The alpha. Okay. So. You talk a lot about the options that are available in the game, and obviously that leads to a lot of freedom for us, the players, to kind of figure out what we like, what characters do we like, what weapons and attacks do we like. How important was giving the players that freedom to you guys?
For us, it's really important because since it's a new genre.
Yeah.
We need to provide the correct tools for the player to actually enjoy the experience. Because if you remember the first time you played a fighting game or the first time you played a shooter going around, it's really important to give you the tools to pick your correct play style and what's interesting for you in the game, etc. And that's something we've been working a lot on.
Okay, awesome. Tell me a little bit about the span of the game, because that's something that I myself learned a little bit more about in you guys' presentation. The idea of a season, and like you said, this is a new genre. This is something new. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the multiplayer, there is what we call the faction war. It's the fight between the knight, the Viking, and the samurai to actually control the world of For Honor. So the world is split in territory, and all of your multiplayer matches will have an impact on who's controlling what territory. And that faction war is actually cross-platform, meaning that if somebody wins a match on Xbox One, you're gonna see the impact on the world map on your PS4. You don't get to play directly PS4, Xbox One, but you see the impact of the world. Because a season lasts for 10 weeks, and at the end of the season, we're gonna update the world of For Honor and the world map and who's controlling what, based on the achievements of the players, based on what faction won. So we can't have the Vikings winning, let's say, on PS4 and the Knights on the Xbox, and we go like, oh, what? No, we need one world, and that's the core idea behind that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know a lot of jaws dropped when you were talking about that, and you said, cross-platform, and I think that's awesome because, like you said, you don't want to, on the development side, have to develop multiple different things on multiple different platforms, but then it gives that sense of community. Yeah, exactly. Everyone is working together. How important was that for you guys to develop that in this new genre, this new notion, this new idea of how important was it to have everyone playing the game feel like they're part of something bigger than just themselves or their buddies playing on a single console?
it's really at the core of the fantasy we're trying to give. That's why Knight and Viking and Samurai is so powerful, because everybody has an opinion about that and wants to be part of that. And we are trying to make that multiplayer experience the more inclusive we can. So even if you're fighting for the Knights, but you really like that Viking character, well, actually you can play Viking character even if you're racking points for the Knights. We don't want you, because you're a Knight, to only experience a third of the content, as an example. So we're really trying to have an inclusive community and have everybody play together. That's why we didn't want it to have the world unlimited per console, this kind of stuff.
That makes a lot of sense. I know another cool thing was the fact that even if you didn't play in the season, you weren't incredibly active, you still reap the rewards if your team, if your faction won. That's really cool. What other faction-based gameplay is there?
So really, the faction war is the faction-based gameplay. That's where we encourage people to communicate and go to attack specific territories. Other than that, the faction choice, except for the faction war, is more based on your personal feeling.
Okay.
Who do you feel should win?
Yeah.
For you, who do you want to fight? For what are you fighting for? Are you fighting for because you have a code? Do you fight for liberty because you're a Viking? Do you like cool toys and technology and because you want to be a knight? It depends, really, it's a personal choice.
Okay, that's awesome. And I got to taste a little bit of that in the single player, and so far I'm, in the Vikings. So I am feeling for the Vikings, man. I'm feeling for that. So it's awesome that you guys have, deep-rooted storylines that, players can really grasp onto and really feel like, because like you told me earlier, everyone, all the factions, they have good intentions, and so it's up to you to to join and whatnot, and that's awesome. I had a blast playing. I can't wait to get back and play some more. Well, Roman, thank you so much for your time, and it's very exciting game. Can't wait for you guys to check it out. So there's my chat with Roman, game director behind For Honor. I got to play a lot of the new elements and mechanics, some of the new game modes, elimination, and things like that. And I had a blast with the multiplayer aspects of the game. Now, some of you may be wondering about the single player, the campaign. And for specifics on that, I was actually honored to spend some time talking with the creative director behind For Honor. And I will link to that interview here at the end of the video and below in the description as well. He's the guy responsible for a lot of the lore and the history in the game, and I was really excited about that. So the single player bits that I played, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit here. I got hooked. And those little bits, of course I didn't get to play the whole thing, but those parts that I did play, they didn't feel shoehorned in. So that gives me a lot of excitement and hope for the single player campaign and for the game as a whole when it releases. The game is fun. The mechanics are different. They're easy to grasp, but really tough to master. The warriors and the characters you can choose are really diverse. And did I already mention that this game is lots of fun? It is crazy fun. I was told that the closed beta goes live in January, which is awesome because the game launches Valentine's Day 2017. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please share it with a friend, drop us a tweet, a comment, a like, a share. Those really mean a lot to us here at the Game Fanatics. I'm Charles Powers. Until next time, keep calm and game on.